Kentucky's most at-risk kids are being forced to sleep in a downtown office building.
In this WDRB Investigates, Monica Harkins and Jason Riley uncover the possible illegal actions of the state.
Beyond crisis at this point.
Probably one of the most atrocious things that I've heard since I've been here.
So we are their caretakers.
That these kids have nowhere to go. When are we going to do something?
So, as you can imagine, it's an office building.
Dozens of Kentucky kids in the care of the Cabinet for Health and Family Services have had to spend several nights here. The L&N Building in downtown Louisville.
So there are restrooms, but there are not showers. There are not beds.
The kids sleep on cots and shower at the YMCA. Cabinet employees take turns supervising when the kids are there and overnight.
It's become an even bigger issue.
Macaulay Campbell is a family law attorney in Jefferson County and says there are several factors that have led to this. Social workers are overloaded with cases, but also treatment facilities are out of beds, or they deny a child, typically when the child's needs are more rare or extreme cases.
It's hard because these are the behaviors or things that we want to help the children and help treat, but we're not being able to find places to house them to treat those things.
So when there's nowhere else to go, social workers are told to turn to their offices.
They should not be staying in an office building.
Typically, she can't speak on any of the family court cases she's working on. But now, in a rare occurrence, the mother asked to open her child's case to the public after she found out her son stayed at L&N, and Judge Gina K. Calvert agreed. The judge's ruling says the public needs to know about the very real risk of danger and trauma to these children in the Cabinet's care.
But it is crazy that a judge has to even enter this order and to address this issue.
To open the case, there had to be a hearing with Cabinet employees testifying about what goes on when kids stay the night at the state office.
I was expecting the worst. It still shocked me and was devastating to actually hear the testimony.
The child Campbell represents is accused of sexually abusing his younger siblings. The court ordered the child be placed in a therapeutic foster home with no children under the age of 16. Or in a residential treatment center with a program for sexual perpetrators. During the hearing, the social worker testified the child spent 7 nights at L&N and could not confirm all supervisors were aware of the court order requiring the child to be away from children under 16.
It's important for supervisors to know the specific court order so that you don't place any other kids or that particular child in a dangerous position or at risk.
The social worker also revealed supervisors at L&N don't have to be a trained social worker. Any Cabinet employee will do. Additionally, they said no services were offered to the child.
And if we're not giving them the care that they need now, we're just continuing the cycle.
Judge Calvert said in the ruling this choice was a poor choice by the Cabinet and potentially illegal. And further, 2 Cabinet employees both testified the Cabinet does not keep records of which children are housed at the L&N building and for how long.
Are they technically breaking the law if there's no records being kept?
Since they are acting as a residential facility at this point, I feel like they should have those records, but I don't specifically know if they're breaking any laws.
In Judge Calvert's ruling, she says a very real crisis exists at the Cabinet, and that crisis threatens the safety of every child before the court.
Families and children.
Meanwhile, at a meeting in Frankfurt at the end of October, Cabinet Secretary Eric Friedlander tried to answer to frustrated lawmakers on the continued use of the L&N building and places like it.
But I find this to be probably one of the most atrocious things that I've heard since I've been here, is that we have kids sleeping on the floor.
You know, we try to make it as nice as we possibly can. We're not building anything, but they're not sleeping on desks.
So far, the Cabinet doesn't have a long-term solution.
We are trying different things. We have yet to find full success. I'm not aware of another state that has. We stay in contact with them to see if somebody's figured their way out of this. And we will continue to work until we do.
But until then, for kids in Kentucky's care without a place to call home, the L&N building remains open as temporary housing. With criminal justice reporter Jason Riley and photojournalist Darius Bowie, Monica Harkins, WDRB News.
WDRB's Jason Riley details what the Cabinet says it's doing to improve that situation. You can see that right now on WDRB.com.